A chipped enamel bowl sits on my kitchen table, and the only light in the room is the little lamp over by the window. In that bowl, there's a spoon of honey going cloudy and soft, a squeeze of orange caught in the middle of it, a knob of gelatin swelling quietly in a bit of warm water, and one drop of oil sitting on top, catching the lamplight like a coin. Steam is coming up off it. Nobody has said a word yet. And this quiet little bowl, this $4 bowl of ordinary kitchen things, is about to do the honest version of what a $300 jar keeps promising you and never quite delivers. My name is Rachel. I am 64 years old, and I have spent most of my life learning the things my grandmother knew in her hands but never wrote down, the plain-tested, old country ways women cared for their skin long before there was an industry standing between a woman and her own face. I don't sell anything. I have nothing in a cart for you. I'm just a woman at a kitchen table who found out, a little late, that a great deal of what we were told to buy, we never needed to buy at all. By the end of the next 20 minutes, you're going to understand why no cream and no powder on earth can pour collagen back into your face. And you're going to have a simple nightly routine, the kind my great-grandmother's generation used without a lab and without a needle, that genuinely supports your own skin's collagen and softens the look of the lines you see in the mirror. And I'll tell you plainly what it will do and what it won't. That last part is the part that matters most. Now here's the part that should make you a little angry, and I want you angry at the right thing. Walk through any department store and you'll see it. The collagen creams, $40, $100, $300 a jar. The collagen powders you stir into your coffee. The little vials on a subscription that arrive every month whether you asked or not. And the needles, the fillers, the injectables sold to you as the only real answer, the serious answer, the answer for a woman who's finally getting practical. Billions of dollars, all built on one idea, that your wrinkles are a shortage of collagen and the fix is to add collagen back. And here's the thing, everyone gets wrong. You cannot add collagen back into your face, not from a jar. A collagen molecule is enormous, far, far too large to pass through the surface of your skin. When you rub a collagen cream on your face, that collagen sits on top and at best holds a little water there for a few hours. It never gets down to where your own collagen lives. It cannot. The molecule's the size of a barn, and the door is the size of a keyhole. And the powders you drink? Your stomach doesn't care that you bought it for your cheekbones. It breaks that collagen down into ordinary amino acids, the same as it would a piece of chicken, and it sends those building blocks wherever your body decides they're needed, which might be your fingernail or your knee, and almost never the exact line beside your mouth you were hoping for. So what can you actually do? Two honest things. You can give your body the raw materials and the signals it needs to keep making its own collagen. And you can plump, smooth, and gently even the skin on the surface so the lines you have look softer starting tonight. That's it. That's the whole truth. Anyone promising you more than that is selling you the barn through the keyhole trick. Now, I'm not going to stand here and tell you there's a villain in a boardroom hiding gelatin from you. It's simpler than that, and honestly, it's almost worse. There's no money in a $4 box of gelatin from the baking aisle. You can't trademark it. You can't put it on a subscription. You can't mark it up 60 times and film a glossy advertisement about it. A thing you buy once and already own funds nobody's ad campaign. A thing you buy every single month funds all of them. So the loud, expensive answers get the megaphone, and the quiet kitchen answers just went quiet. Nobody banned them. Nobody had to. The silence is about money, not malice. And that means the knowledge is still there, sitting in the pantry, waiting for someone to tell you. So let me tell you what most women were never told. Let's start with the gelatin because it's the heart of the old recipe. Plain, unflavored gelatin, the kind in the little envelopes, a few dollars a box, is collagen. It's collagen that's already been broken down into smaller pieces. Now, I just told you that eating collagen won't march straight to your smile lines, and that's true. But here's the part that's real and worth knowing. When you give your body a steady supply of these amino acids, the glycine and the proline that gelatin is rich in, you're handing it the exact bricks it uses to build its own collagen. You're not depositing the finished wall, you're stocking the brick layer. Our grandmothers didn't buy envelopes, they simmered bones and knuckles into broth for a whole day, and that broth was thick enough to wobble when it cooled. That wobble is the gelatin. They ate it all winter and called it good food. They were right, and they didn't need the word. So the first node is simply this: a cup of real wobbly bone broth or a warm mug with a rounded teaspoon of plain gelatin stirred into it most days. That's a food, and I can tell you to eat a food. It supports the collagen your body makes. It will not by itself erase a wrinkle, and I won't pretend it will. But it's the foundation the old women stood on, and it costs pennies. The second node is vitamin C, and this is where it gets specific, because vitamin C is the one ingredient your body absolutely cannot make collagen without. It's the spark. Without it, all the amino acids in the world just sit there. Now the industry will happily sell you a vitamin C serum for $60 in a fancy dropper bottle. And the ugly little secret is that most of those bottles have gone brown and useless on the shelf before you even open them, because vitamin C dies fast in light and air. My great-grandmother's version cost $1 a bunch. It was the orange. It was fresh citrus juice, used the moment it was cut. A teaspoon of fresh squeezed orange, patted onto clean skin, left 10 minutes. Rinsed. That's real vitamin C. Alive. The way the expensive bottle wishes it still was. But now I have to stop you, because this is a safety beat and I will never skip one. Citrus and sun do not mix on your skin. Ever. The oils and acids in citrus can react with sunlight and leave you with dark, blotchy marks that are far worse than any wrinkle. So anything with citrus in it is a nighttime thing only, rinsed off before morning, and you wear your sunscreen the next day like it's your job. Do a patch test first, a little dab on the inside of your arm. Wait a day, make sure your skin is happy before you ever put a new thing on your face. This is not fine print. This is me telling you the truth so you trust me on everything else. The third node is the honey in that bowl. Honey is what we call a humectant. That's the one bit of jargon I'll give you, and you can set the word right back down. It simply means honey pulls water toward itself and holds it. Rubbed into damp skin, raw honey draws moisture up into the surface and keeps it there, and plump, well-watered skin is skin whose fine lines look softer within minutes. It's also naturally antibacterial, which is why the old women dabbed it on blemishes. A teaspoon warmed a little between the fingers, smoothed on, left 10 minutes, rinsed with warm water. Costs almost nothing. Does exactly what it claims. The fourth node is the fat, the oil, or better yet, the egg. Now this is the part I went back and forth on, including, because it's so plain the industry would rather I didn't say it out loud. The egg. One egg does two jobs. The white, whisked and painted thin over your face, dries into a tightening film that, for a few hours, visibly firms and smooths the surface. It's the original instant lift. And brides in the old country used it before their weddings. That's temporary, and I want you to know it's temporary. It's a look for an evening, not a change to your skin, but the yolk. The yolk is rich in fats and vitamins that genuinely nourish and soften dry, tired skin overnight. My grandmother never wasted either half. The fifth node is one I love because it's free. Heat and cold used on purpose. A warm cloth held to the face opens things up and lets your little treatments sink in better. And a cool rinse or a chilled spoon pressed gently under the eyes in the morning tightens the look of puffiness and makes tired skin look awake. Our grandmothers stepped out into cold morning air and rinsed in cold well water, and they had no idea they were doing skincare. They just looked bright. You can do it before company comes and see it work in 5 minutes. The sixth node is the one nobody wants to hear, so of course it's the most important. And it's this: sleep and water. Collagen is repaired while you sleep. A woman who sleeps 6 good hours and drinks enough water through the day will outglow a woman with a bathroom shelf full of $300 jars who does neither. That's the contrast I'd put money on. No serum in the world outruns exhaustion. This costs nothing, and it's the single biggest lever most of us are ignoring. The seventh node is protection, because there's no sense building collagen with one hand and letting the sun tear it down with the other. The great destroyer of the collagen you have is unprotected sun. More than anything, in any jar, day in and day out shade and a good sunscreen is what separates skin that stays firm from skin that goes to leather. Our grandmothers wore the wide hats and worked in the morning and rested in the shade at noon. They were protecting their collagen and they didn't have a word for it. The eighth node ties the recipe back together, the mask itself. Take that softened gelatin, stir in the honey, a little of the yolk, and a very small squeeze of citrus, and you have the 100-year mask. Twice a week, 10 minutes, at night, rinsed clean. The gelatin firms the surface as it dries, the honey holds water, the yolk feeds, the citrus brightens the look of dark spots over time. Notice I said the look of dark spots. I mean it evens and freshens your tone. I do not mean bleach, and I don't ever want to hear that word near your skin. We're brightening tired skin, not changing who you are. Now let me answer the questions I know you're asking, because a wise woman is a little skeptical, and she should be. Does this really work, or is it just cheap so I feel better? It works within its honest limits. It will plump, soften the look of lines, brighten, and support your own collagen over months. It will not deliver in a week what someone promised you a needle would. Isn't natural just slower? Yes, it is slower. It's meant to be. You didn't get these lines in a week, and you won't undo their look in a week. Slow is the price of doing it without a needle and without harm. What about my dermatologist? Keep her. I mean that. If you have a real skin condition, a rash, a mole that's changed, anything that worries you, that is a doctor's chair, not a kitchen bowl. Nothing I've said tonight treats or cures a disease. This is ordinary daily care, the kind women have always done for themselves between doctors' visits, not instead of them. And step back with me for a moment, because this is bigger than a bowl of honey. Somewhere in the last few generations, we were quietly taught that caring for ourselves was something we had to purchase, that the answer always lived in a store, behind glass with a price on it, and that our own hands and our own kitchens were somehow not enough. That's the real wrinkle, if you ask me. The women who came before us didn't wait to be sold their dignity back. They mixed it in a bowl by lamplight. Reaching for that gelatin isn't just skincare. It's taking back something that was always yours. So here's your routine, plain and in order. Most days, a mug of bone broth or a teaspoon of gelatin stirred in warm water, a few dollars a box. Every night, honey on damp skin, 10 minutes, rinsed, pennies. Twice a week, the 100-year mask, gelatin, honey, a little yolk, a small squeeze of citrus, 10 minutes, at night only, patch tested first, under $1 ago. Every single morning, cool water and your sunscreen, no exceptions. And every night, real sleep and enough water. That's the whole thing. No subscription, no needle, no jar. Now I read every comment, so I want to hear from you. What did your mother or your grandmother do for her skin that she never explained? The little jar on her dresser, the things she rinsed with, the things she'd never tell you the recipe for? Tell me down below. I gather these, and I keep the ones worth keeping. And next time, I'm going to open the one drawer in the kitchen nobody thinks to look in, the spice drawer, and show you the single ordinary spice my grandmother stirred into warm milk that does more for the look of tired, dull skin than any brightening serum I've ever been handed. Bring your skepticism. I'll bring the proof. Until then, be gentle with yourself, and remember, the women who came before us knew things about their own skin that we are only just beginning to remember.